Okay, so these are the bits that we're going to put onto the engine tonight, and they're all from a company called Kuryakyn. I think that's how you pronounce it, Kuryakyn. So there's a number of parts I'm going to fit it on. You've got the starter mount cover that's going to go on. We've got the Scorpion head bolt covers. We've got the transmission shroud cover, the cylinder base cover as well. We've got two supports. We've got two covers here, which is the top starter motor cover. We've got the tappet block cover. We've also got the T&B support brace. We are going to also do the rear cylinder cover. We're going to change that one as well, and we're also going to change the main primary cover, the one-piece primary cover. We're going to change that as well and put some chrome onto that as well. So we'll have a look at the engine first of all and see the colour of the engine. You can see all the black that's around there that we are going to remove and make it nice and chromy. I will put a link down with all of the Kuryakyn model numbers and part numbers that I've used. All of these products actually came from AR Harley and Son in the United Kingdom. They're about the one of the best dealers for these kind of products. Everything was in stock, ordered it, and it was dispatched within a couple of days. So yeah, really good service, a good quality service from them. Another bit that I'm going to change is the filler cap. On this particular bike, you have the key at the top of the filler cap when you want to put the petrol in. So you've got to fumble about trying to find the key, open it all up. Harley Davidson do a nice little push button. So I'm going to replace that key for push button one, so it's easier access to get into fill it up with petrol. So it'll make life a little bit easier for me as well. So we'll show you putting that on as well this evening, if I get a chance this evening. If not, we'll do it tomorrow night and then put it on a couple of days later. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. Okay, so the bits we're going to look at tonight is the engine work that we talked about. So what we're looking at really is these sections, this section here. That we're going to put the primary cover over here. We're also going to do the starter motor cover to the back, and then the actual covers on the top here, which are the covers that replace or cover over the spark plug. So I'm going to be changing those. Then on the other side of the bike, we're going to be putting the chrome cover into this section here. Chrome section around this part here, and also to the back of the engine here. So yeah, a fair bit of chrome work to go on there, so hopefully it's going to look really nice. But that gives you an idea of what we're starting with now, and then we'll do a corresponding image of when it's all done. You can see the difference. So okay, so first of all we're going to fit the cylinder base cover, which is going to go into that position down there. And before we can fit that on, then we need to take this linkage off here. I also need to take this linkage off to put the primary case cover on as well. So may as well do the two jobs at the same time. Okay, so that's the front linkage removed. So we can now get access into these screws here, which we need to remove that screw from there. Okay, so that's the first bit that's gone on. It's looking pretty dapper already. So let's get this primary case cover on here now as well. So that's the long stud at the front, which means that that stud there needs to go into that long one there. So it's that one, that one, that one. And that one. So it's that one. So that bolt, that screw there, that one, and this one, that stays in position. So I'm going to have to remove this cover off here to get this in place. It's not sliding underneath there as well as easy as I thought it would have. But have you noticed these? I think that's a nice little subtle chrome added onto there. Kind of fades the chrome through the black into the bodywork. So I think they look really nice. Okay, so that's that section there finished off. I've got some caps to go on here, which I want to get these on next, so I can get this side then sorted out and all finished. That's these, which are the Scorpion head bolt covers, and this is the product number 8323. So let's get these dropped on. Okay, so we'll get these on. There is a couple of little grub screws that go in the centre here that help then to lock that to the thread. So let's find a little Allen key that works these. Okay, so on these you've actually got an F and you've got an R. That means front, that means rear. Job done. Okay, so that's pretty much this side covered now. I don't think there's anything else that we can put on this side that I've got kit-wise. Everything else is going on the other side. So spin the bike around and do the other side. Okay, so with the air filter removed from here now, we can access into the top cover piece there, where this chrome finishing cap is going to go onto there. We can also now get the rocker cover fitted onto the bottom section, the bits around here, starter motor, and the bits around the back here as well. So let's get cracking on getting those done. Okay, so now we've got the two screws in and the back bracket in place. That cover simply sits into the front there like that. Then we have a little Allen key screw here. Okay, so that's that cover there. So we'll now have a look at putting this cover on here, and then this back cover into there, top one over here, and then get the air filter cover back on. So we have moved on a little bit since I did the last recording. I had a hell of a job locating these, taking these two studs out here to get the cover fitted into here. These screws are they're AF, so I've had to file down a metric Allen key to get it to work. But I've done it. It's in and they're on. S brackets into here, or Z bracket into there, S bracket into the one right at the far end. So that gives you then this cover here, which is done in chrome. And then right to the back, we've done at the very back here the starter motor cover, and then the solenoid cover over the front here. I'll get some close-ups into here in a little while. I'm now going to fit this cover on here, so that should be, I think, my last one apart from the cover at the top here to do. So let's crack on and do those. Okay, so that's got the final bit of cover on here. It does come in two parts, this section. There is another second half part that actually fits underneath there. But the only way to get that in is to remove the exhaust on this side and take the exhaust off. It physically won't go behind the exhaust. So I've decided to leave that off because you don't really see it anyway. The exhaust's in the way and the cover's down here. So you don't kind of see that chrome, so I've decided to leave that bit off. But essentially now just get the air cover back on, and we're all back to normal with nice and chrome, and I'll just get my fingerprints all off there, and it should look all nice and shiny. Okay, so that's all of the chrome in place now. That's the top spark plug covers, the primary case cover, and the secondary cover section at the back here that finishes that off into the cylinders. And then just at the back you can see the starter motor cover and the secondary starter motor cover. So all that section is done. The other side, I haven't been able to fit that top bracket that goes along here because I've got the original air filter on, so it doesn't fit into there at all. So if I ever change this air filter, then I'll have the bracket to go at the back there. And then obviously you can see the cover at the back here, which has been done, the gearbox cover, and then you've got your two starter motor covers at the very back, and the center cover at the back of the engine compartment just there, and your two rocker cover just at the tappet cover just at the back there. So yeah, that's looking nice and chromy now. So the next bit that we're going to do is this lock here, which you have to keep pressing every time, or putting the key in every time when you want to fill up with petrol. We're going to remove that and fit the Harley Davidson push button. We're going to fit that one there instead. So fitting this push button piece in is quite a simple job. There's a nut at the back here that holds it in place. It's just simply a case of undoing that nut, removing that inner section there, and then it's just a case of sliding a new one in. Okay, so there we go, that's the new push button that's on there. So what we do now is push the lid down and then just press it to release and fill up. No more having to put the key in place. So I think that's a nice neat job.